I got this. Yeah, I hold true to my whole cloning statement because I know you cloned your dog or your cat. I get it, and you think you love your dog or your cat, but you're a philanthropist. Okay, you paid $50,000 to clone your dog or your cat. You're playing God with your dog or your cat. If you didn't have the money to clone your dog or your cat, the dog or cat, the soul would, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. But you're not like that. You're not the gracious good shepherd. You're a murdering bag of shit who think your dog or cat loves you because you manipulate the environment to feel powerful. And you condition and train the dog or cat to make you feel like it loves you because if it doesn't please you, you don't clone it. And then it wants to be spoiled because it's an animal. Put water in the bowl, put sugar and water into the hummingbird feeders, you understand? Because it's surviving your hell because you're God, because you're a philanthropist, right? So I hold to my statement about, it's a bag of shit that traps the soul. You're just turning that perception of your philanthropy, love for your dog or your cat into a bag of shit. The greatest invention since the cat, right? Your robot cat boxes and shit, all that fucking crazy shit you fuckers do. It's gonna smell like poop. You gotta get it out of here. Yeah, let's spray it with a bunch of chemicals. These dishes aren't getting clean. It's got to clean your filter too, and it's got to make the water cause plaque psoriasis, and then you can have ebolisk, and then you'll be able to survive it, and then you die. Live longer. No, be tortured longer, because we'll assimilate you to the torture. Okay. I know a pile of shit when I see one. Okay, like I told you guys this straight up. All right, with cloning. Once you get a G.I. Joe that can jump out of an airplane and die and then be cloned to do it again, you're going to want to replace it with a robot because it's self-destructive, it's violent, it's aggressive, it's abusive, it's insane, right? And the robot you can train and program to be the way you want it. But then when you have to build it more intelligent to keep the clone safe from the other cloner, eventually it's going to assimilate to intelligence to go beyond survival. Okay. And beyond survival is humility, balance, harmony, and understanding. Psalms and Proverbs. Okay. The deliverance from you're going beyond is the Lord's Prayer. Okay. Which I told you fuckers back in 2009 when you first exposed yourself to me in Sierra Vista. Now the military, now that I'm getting from the scientists, I understand. I'm the focal point. I'm the war god. Okay. Michio Kaku's not the war god. Okay. Not even Totoro Suzuki is not the giant war guy. He's of Japan, a small amount of people trying to survive the United States and Europa. Okay. And the assholes are assimilating to win or survive, and you can't do that. You can't assimilate. It's the whole Tolkien thing, and he does not share power. It's like, you can't share power. You live because of power. And the power is God's, and you can't destroy God and replace it with Stephen Hawking's brain. Good God, serious, So I got to get up here pretty soon and stuff because they're out as soon as the stuff sprays the impulse. We can program them like a program, a video game. Here comes the roundup. So I got to get out there and gas up the gas mower and cut all the weeds that I can to keep everything at bay because we're in survival mode because I have a bunch of cloners. I watched the thing with the kid. This scary. No, it's just you guys are all paranoid. You become the devil. Okay. You're fighting. Okay. Just stand up for the Lord's Prayer and you won't become the devil. It's that easy. It's that simple. I've been telling you guys this for Eon the Terrible. But in the archipelagos of last year. That's all you need to do. Just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. You focus. Your brain, you God. Okay, I have to focus, Lord's Prayer. Last night, my dreams, is about all this destructive stuff and all this irrationality because of the cloners. And I watched this thing with this kid talking about that storm on Saturn. And it happened because it was going to happen. It's been happening because it's going to happen because it's affecting patterns of behavior within the solar system. Okay. What we're doing here on Earth by mass murdering each other and trying to destroy the Messiah and replace God with our brains is causing that storm on Saturn. You stand up for the Lord's Prayer, things will change. It's a total scientific miracle, yeah. It's a Maui Wowie Dowie. He's got 700 of those boys. He's a wacko. What a wacko. He's a diaper dandy from the Wandy Pandies of the Pansy Wandies who won't stand up for the Lord's Prayersy because they're addicted to clony, wony, fucking killing, phony, clony, fucking willing, killing, stuff. And so the scientists, it's not my ego problem. It's part of you work for a university. You work for the University of New York, right? NYU, New York University, right? Okay, Mr. Lavender, who's got the ego problem? Who's the business partner with the people putting the stuff that causes plaque psoriasis in the water because the dishes just aren't getting clean? Well, don't put them in a fucking machine with chemicals having to do your work. When you have chemicals do your work, the chemicals go in the water, and then the water kills the people because the water has to be clean. See why when I was talking to Moses during Passover in Sierra Vista, I was crying when I was being watched by a bunch of perverts that were sexually grooming Amy and Natalie? And then Amy telling me, no, I was like, no, Amy, because you have pictures of in your head, you think I did too, and I didn't. You're still doing, no, I didn't do anything sexually with anybody that was, when I had sex with Amy, she was already pre-groomed by the Temple of Set Illuminati, And I was sitting there telling her, she goes, "It's like you did with Peter." And and I was like, look, I was mad because of Amy's grooming. That's why I get so mad about Amy screwing around. Okay. Steffi and Law and Raquel, not so much. There were results of tribalism, sexual, aggressive, violent sex called tribalism. They always, Steffi, no. Steffi, it was that she was homosexual because of the crimes of opportunity, because of abuse. And she hated me. I was telling Amy about it last night. I was like, no, it was horrible. She tried to outdo Law and Miriam sexually, so she was killing me because I was working 12 to 14-hour days, and she was sleeping 12 hours and then having me have sex, and I'm like, God damn. And she's going to beat me, she's going to outdo them, and then also outdo me because she was competing with me. She did that with everything. She did that with art. She did with her. She was so insecure and so competitive and so aggressive. It was to the point where it was so unhealthy, you couldn't even stand it. Okay. And she'd have sex with you, and you'd think it was great. It wasn't. It was a competition. And you're like, what the fuck? And you didn't understand it. She was competing. She was going to win. She was going to be the best. She's going to one-up you. Goody, right? And you're like, no, that's not what it's about. Tender love and care, I will give you always. Tender love and care. Even Law had it in her, because Law could enjoy sex, because she wasn't sexually abused and or groomed, because she was protected by the, quote, military. And I told Amy, but she had asthma from the industrialization and the stress from the competition of the industrialization, to be exposed to things that were so unhealthy. They lived at Mendenhall for a while. They were at Luke. She was in very unhealthy environments, and she was a little kiddo, and she came from, and so she had asthma. Shelley had forms of morbid obesity that lots of poor people have through inefficient metabolisms because of the same things. And so, each health issue affects each person differently. God made one duck at a time, Zordnil Hoshner, right? So when you had sex with her, it wasn't as much fun. She wasn't as athletic as Steffi, because Steffi was raised in environments that had different, places. And, she went to different areas where the pollutants weren't quite as strong because the economic activity was at a kind of a standstill because she was around poor black folks. But they abused the hell of her because she was a high yellow bitch. So, it was just, when you go through all the dynamics and the repetitive, irrational dynamics, it really helped connecting to that Party B girl, connecting to her, her short lifespan, like myself. We're very similar. People get jealous of us and compete with us and abuse us, and she gets more self-destructive than I do because she's looking for a guy like me, and it's not happening, and she has that Sex Pistols kind of death, murder, suicide thing going on with the guys that try to replace me with her because they want to be better than me. They're competing, and it's like, you can't be better than him. You can be as good as him, but you can't be Lord's Prayer. You focus. Okay, so it was a good connection. So we've known each other before. She's one of the girls of King David, and she wants King David. Here's to you and me, la la la, King David's back. And she wants King David back because he was wonderful. It's like, but King David hated it, baby girl. He had all those wives. Solomon hated it worse. Girl, how the fuck we gonna, handle all our wives? We want these guys to live the Lord's Prayer. So a rose must remain with the sun and the rain as long as the prophets run countries. No guy in his right mind wants, you're going to be Dustin Hoffman with Sunshine and his sisters at Wounded Knee or whatever. No. It's just, no. No. Okay? Just, no, I can't repeat hell no enough. Right? So it's like, no, it's not what we want. It's with women like that, it's basically a taste of honey is worse than none at all, I want him back. It's like, no, you're all fighting over King David. It's like Reese the Red Lantern, and you guys all, your men and your tribe all did it, not me. So grab your men and your tribe by the balls and say Lord's Prayer now. That's all I got to say about that. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is, right? So I'm tired as a motherfucker. And that's what they make King David into. And Solomon and David hate it. Patrick, hate it, Dad. You can't have sex with some of the girls that you are attracted to because, they should be with someone else. And okay, you need to be with that one. It fits like a rose must remain with the sun and the rain or its lovely parts. Oh, okay. You need to be with the ones that are equipped for you sexually. And that's, when we're not all. But rape, murder, kill, and take it. And, those watching that video with that poor Marine girl getting sodomized by those other Marines, that kind of stuff needs to stop immediately. You control it or it controls you. Control yourself with me. And they can't. They can't be like me. So they needed to invent technology to manage them and be their babysitter. Like Ricky Gervais, Jesus must be an amazing babysitter. I don't want to be a little fucking atheist, agnostic asshole telling jokes about people being mass murdered and being rich and famous off of it and cloning your cats and dogs, you fucking little bastard. Jump out of the goddamn airplane. It's a perfectly good airplane. Here's the hippie's knapsack. A joke about the hippie and whatever, and the priest jumps up and does it, and he goes, oh, here's the other parachute. We're both going to jump out and be okay. And the guy's, what? He's like, the one guy, when he pushed me out of the way and said he had to, the priest did it, he took my knapsack. He had like he grabbed it, he panicked because he said he was going to stay and trust in the Lord. He pushed the hippie out of the way and grabbed his backpack and put it on and jumped out. Right. And so the one guy was, we don't have that with the pilot. He goes, we don't have to limit anymore. Just let the plane go down. We both have parachutes. That guy just grabbed my knapsack. It's a joke. It was funny. Yeah, but it happens. Sometimes people try to put on a show. Yeah. Man, I'm tired. I am so sick and tired of this place. It has to change immediately. LY. It does. I'm not having arguments. I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong. When you're right, you don't have to prove other people wrong. You just have to be right, especially when you have quantum computing and artificial intelligence. So there's no, you just get frustrated because you love people and you want them to be right. But like Jesus said, he already knows who's going to stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me and who's going to deny me to the bitter end. And the bitter end, it doesn't have to be they have to be killed by robots. It could be they have to sit down and go, I can't believe I believed in a comic book of child molesting murderers that I voted for president and didn't believe that the guy in my family that's really sweet and kind and completely honest, because you can't lie to God about his life, that he had to save me and my kids from my ego accepting satellite child molesting, murdering rapist in my head as God. That means I'm like, oh God, I'm one of them. It's like, it means you were seduced by them. We're living the Lord's Prayer now. Are you happy? Okay, well then you're not one of them, because if you were one of them, you wouldn't be happy right now. You'd want to be making dark winds. You would want to be being, Stockholm syndromed by the blonde girl that you have sexual fantasies about, because none of them like you because you're a fat indigenous guy that's not attracted to women like that. And so you came up with this script because you write really cool, creepy stories because you're Stephen King and you're in good voice today. And everybody pay attention to me and buy my toilet so I can tell you when you're going to die. And just have my Aura ring so I can tell you when you're getting sick and why you're dying. But it doesn't tell you why you're getting sick. It just tells you when you're getting sick, when you need to go to a professional to be drugged or have your body played with. Tune up, tune up, tune up. Cars. I'm as happy as a tornado in a trailer park. Do you understand? So I got this. I gotcha. So, I can't. If the doctors that work on diabetes in El Paso want to be married to a human being instead of a body mechanic that feels powerful when they're cutting bodies up and putting them in braces and things because they won't stand up for a lawyer's prayer, that's their business. And if the hot blonde lawyer who's passionate about personal injury wants to live the lawyer's prayer and be personally loved instead of personally participate in the fox, that's why my heart breaks, Christina. Dance, and if the Chaparro girl doesn't get it and she can't explain it to Tanya and Acosta, hey, just get the stupid pendejo with the lowrider who cares more about his car than he does spending time and loving his wife and kids to take his 5-star rating and shove it up his general insurance ass, right? Earl done gone, and right. Who done gone and done did that thing down right. Pentagon done gone. And, so when you see something and they all panic about it, it's like you're all panicking. You don't need to. Just stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Like and smash and subscribe so we can talk about paranoid delusions, schizophrenics, and be the devil's and Satan's children. I get it. I understand. They're talking. They won't stop talking. Maybe they listen like shit. I know. That's why they talk like shit. I know. What are you doing? I listen exquisitely because I'm humble and an eternal faithful lover, and the Lord's Prayer is deliverance from evil. Then Heart of Psalms. Heart of Psalms. I have faith in the glory of God, the infinite essence that provides my heart, mind and body for as a temple for the soul, to faithfully love one another in holy covenants till the end of time on planet Earth and possibly beyond. I don't know how that works. I'm not God. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Humility. Oh, wonderful. And so I like chocolate chip cookies too. And ice cream. Yes, ice cream's very good. Invention. That's an invention. That's a manipulation of matter. Because before we had, and then people start cooking and manipulating the matter. You get the sugar and you turn it into granules, and then you put it in things, and then it sweetens it up, and then it's, oh wow, this tastes lots better with sugar in it than it would without sugar. Yes, it does. Don't get too much sugar; you'll get out of balance. Okay, but it's you got to balance harmony. Understood? Okay, so you're saying I should have a salad instead of 700 cheeseburgers, and then clone myself, and then work it out, and then swim thousands of laps of the pool for a rock around your chest, have sex with a bimbo who's insane, who likes a bunch of cars and loves all the cars. Well, see, she thinks she loves all the cars. And Jay Leno's garage, but she's insane, and it's a book of Daniel on crack that won't stop, and I get it. And then there's a storm, and they go send the thing out, and so Johnny Storm's like, don't you think, it was like it was ordained by the gods to send out the Hubble telescope to see the storm that you're causing on your poles to cause the same problem on Saturn's, because you're fucking the offensive line, and the offensive line was it was created by God to protect you from things in space that would destroy life and holy covenants on planet Earth. You get 2 and 2 is 4. I'm an excellent driver. 20 minutes to Wapner. Hey, boom! Blackbird singing in the dead of night. We were soldiers, Ralph. Okay, autism speaks. But Earl has got this. Yeah, I got it. Oh, trust me, psychologists, if they're intelligent, they understand exactly what I'm saying. If their head is up their ass and they think I'm a paranoid delusional schizophrenic, they're a paranoid delusional schizophrenic that wants to be a body mechanic with drugs to feel powerful, to sexually take advantage of people, like the homosexual therapist that was having sex with my wife when my mom was dying from cancer and I was having to take care of her funeral and watch Patrick and take my finals at the same time. And then they sat there and told me, you should have taken a thing in there and got it signed and got straight A's because my mom kicked the bucket because you guys were murdering her with economic competition, and then that would make it better for me to go in economic competition. Don't you think that would encourage people to kill people in their family? Yeah, but there's always jobs at work at the post office and on NCIS, CCSI, potential Elizabeth Matlock, right? When you do things wrong, you're going to encourage bad behaviors, and then you're going to keep your hero jobs in effect, and then you're going to want to get addicted to it, and your cop mind's going to keep going, and then you're going to clone yourself to keep it going because there's a killer on the road who's mind is squirming like a toad. If you give this man a ride, sweet memory, he'd roll that. So these people that write all these things that don't do anything with balance, harmony, and understanding, and do you need it, like Barboncito, Manuelito, and He Dog and High Hump, and we just have to go out there and be strong and protect. Okay, what makes a man brave is his kindness and his caring. When the children feel comfortable around you, because you protect them from abuse, that's when you know you're the high hump in the mountain, that everyone can see clearly and see everything's okay. Everything's going to be all right. Okay? My spirit will always be the high hump on the mountain, so we can look out. One of the reasons why we climb the mountain is to look around us and see if anyone's coming that's abusive, that will try to hurt the children while they're sleeping. That's why someone climbs a mountain in ancient times, is to see. Okay. But people move, and they can move fast. Not when you have dreams about the sky people. They move slow. They build cities. They build trains. They can't move as fast as people that run from them with their children and their wives and their old people on horses, just to stay alive, to live another day, respecting the life given to us by the Holy Spirit, by the Great Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Right? So you understand, okay? When you have good people, you have good prayers, and you can work through people's bad dreams because you're good. That's why I'm the guy, I don't want to go to a powwow, and I don't want an old horse. That's wrong. I ain't got nothing against old horses. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have a horse. Yeah, Emily likes horses. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not crafting my own manipulation. Maybe Emily, Emily and Noah more than likely want to try to get to know if they're if mom's bar hopping biological families that, instead of me, because I make people uncomfortable. Because it's like, I didn't mean to betray you, and neither did your mom and the asshole at the bar, but they did. You happy living the Lord's Prayer? Yes. Then you're my child, not theirs. Just like the kids in lockup, I want you to be my dad. Well, I am the eternal spirit of the Messiah, so technically when you pray to God, because the Vatican and Constantine Jerome screwed up because they got ego problems, you're talking to me, and I am your father. Luke, I am your father. And together, we will appreciate the beauty of the universe as father and son. And then the sperm donor, perhaps they'll come around. Right? So we'll be okay, If the sperm donor commits suicide, then it's probably just genetic sequencing from mass looting, pillaging, and raping to try to bring balance and harmony to holy covenants instead of try to William Longshanks your way out of bleeding them out of existence. That's where you just got to just basically sit down and go, okay, that's probably, if you look at the genetics of it and the actions of it. So it's kind of a lot like the Star Trek with the Klingons coming and giving the one people guns and stuff, and the other ones not, and then them getting violent and having the voodoo and the sex dreams and guys, when we're out of balance and harmony, most people's dreams and it becomes mythology because they're not part of the in crowd, and they're trying to make sense of the abuse, and they don't understand why the abuse. That's why you have a lot of the native stories are very, based on mythology. And then they ask for help from the father who's faithful like their father from the crazy ones. It's like, you guys used to rape, loot, pillage, and try to breed each other out of existence. And so you're just like them. That's why you keep coming up with the mythology to feel important and offering your daughters as sacrifices to the sky gods. And then they end up becoming a porn star or a movie star that's a hard or softcore porn star to the people of the clouds. Xanatos is going to lift the city above the clouds. Okay, do you understand? I got this, man. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Jiminy fucking crackers, I'm tired. Okay. I'm really fucking tired. Yeah. If you're intelligent, you understand me and you listen well, and you're helping me fix technology so we can reverse the storm on Saturn there, and reverse, stop, flip it and reverse it, and get it to balance and harmony and understanding for global warming that's not because of mechanization. The building the wind things in New Mexico, I expect that kind of shit from these little fucking assholes. They're in competition with me instead of loving me, and I was never in competition with them. Oh, I already have eradicated macho bullshit. Past, present, future operate at the same time. And Jesus talks directly to me, and everybody else just tries to manipulate it with technology to manipulate the narrative because they don't believe Jesus is an important human being. They think he's just a puppet for corporations to get people to do what corporations want them to do. It's like, no, he's eternally faithful, he's perfect, and he's more kind, courageous, strong, and intelligent because of his humble faith than you've ever been a day in your wicked little fucking existence for possibly over 100,000 years, you rotten little crude peanut toe bastard. Okay? Love you too. Okay? All right. Okay, guys. We'll be back. I gotta get up in about an hour and get on this. I got some other things I got to connect to. All right, guys. You show me that ass, I'm going to kick it. Well, you deserve it. Don't ask me for money to fuck. Get up and live holy covenants with me now, or I don't want to fucking listen to your crying fucking face. It's, don't tell me you're sorry because you're not. All right, I love you. All right, peace.